The volume that was released was 59.6 million liters.
Almost 60 million liters of raw sewage were released into the Red River here in Winnipeg after a weekend of heavy rainfall threatened to overwhelm sewer systems and water treatment plants in the city. Chris Carroll, manager of wastewater services, says last weekend's rainstorm required a large outflow of sewage to be diverted into the river late Saturday night to early Sunday morning. Carroll says the volume of water entering treatment plants from the storm was the most it's been in 20 years, and wastewater infrastructure simply could not keep up with the inflow.
We try our best to not have to do these kind of things.
Carroll says the choice to divert sewer water into the river was made to spare homeowners from having their basements back up with raw sewage or having wastewater spill out onto city streets.
I definitely empathize with the people that may live closer to the waterways and experience this maybe more firsthand than other Winnipeggers.
It's a really upsetting situation, of course.
Michelle Richard says she was frustrated to hear yet again millions of liters of raw sewage was being dumped into the river, and says the repeated sewage diversions are impacting the quality of life for people who live near the waterways. You can smell a terrible odor, says Richard. Sewage debris floats along the riverbanks, and she says it's very concerning from the perspective of environmental impact.
This is a big issue, and it's not an issue unique to the city of Winnipeg by any means. This is an issue that's facing cities across North America just because of the age of infrastructure.
According to the Canadian government, municipal wastewater is one of the largest sources of pollution to surface water in the country. Environment Canada data shows between 2013 to 2018, nearly 900 billion liters of raw sewage was dumped into the country's waterways. The city of Winnipeg estimates more than 5.5 billion liters of sewage was dumped locally into the rivers in 2020.
We can stop flooding in basements, and we can stop putting untreated sewage into waterways. And I think that's the first step, is the city has to acknowledge that there are other municipalities that have done a better job.
Marianne Sorelli, past chair of the Wolseley Residences Association, wants the city to work with community members like her organization to create alternative options for water capture and storage. That includes green rooftops, rain gardens, and enhanced green spaces. Some of these initiatives are already being used in cities like Ottawa with great success, says Sorelli.
You know, when I look at what Ottawa did, they talk about being able to swim in the Ottawa River. No one talks about being able to swim in the Red or the Assiniboine River anymore.
As for Carroll, he says with more rain in the forecast, city crews are keeping a close eye on the weather to determine if more sewage will need to be offloaded once again into the river this weekend.
But it doesn't look like it's going to be the same level of a storm that we just went through, so that's good news.
In Winnipeg, Mark Neufeld, City News.